Good morning, everyone. Life has a way of testing us in ways we never expect. It doesn't ask for permission, it doesn't warn us in advance, and it doesn't care about what we think we can handle. One day, everything can be moving smoothly, and the next, life can throw a storm so violent, it knocks the wind out of your chest and leaves you broken on the floor. Maybe it's failure, maybe it's betrayal, maybe it's loss, or maybe it's your own mistakes catching up with you. But the truth is this, when life breaks you, it's not the end of your story, it's the beginning of your fight. Because life isn't about avoiding the breaking, it's about what you do after the break. It's about whether you stay down or whether you stand up again, with scars that prove you survived. When you are broken, your first instinct is to quit, to give up, to believe the lie that it's over. But let me remind you, the strongest steel is forged in the hottest fire. The most unbreakable warriors are not the ones who never fall, they are the ones who rise again and again, no matter how many times they are shattered. When life breaks you, it is not the universe punishing you, it is life preparing you. Every fracture is a lesson, every setback is an opportunity, every scar is a story that makes you sharper, tougher, more dangerous than before. In those moments when you're on the floor staring at rock bottom, you have two choices. You can surrender and let the world bury you, or you can dig deep, find that fire inside you and claw your way back to the surface. And that fight, that climb, that relentless determination to rise when everything in you screams to stay down, that's where greatness is born. That's where champions are created. That's where leaders are made. So when life breaks you, don't ask why me, ask what now. Don't dwell on the pain, use it. Don't curse the suffering, harness it. Every ounce of pain you feel can be turned into fuel, every setback can be transformed into strength, and every moment of darkness can be used to sharpen your vision for the light ahead. The people who rise after being broken are unstoppable, because they have seen the bottom and they know there is nothing left to fear. Life will break you, that's a fact, but being broken doesn't mean you are finished. It means you are being rebuilt into something stronger, harder, more resilient. The break is not your defeat, the break is your awakening. Stand up, wipe the blood from your face, look life in the eye and say, "You hit me but you didn't finish me, you broke me but you didn't destroy me. I am still here and I will rise again." That's the mindset, that's the standard, that's how you turn pain into power. So the next time life breaks you, remember this, it's not about the break, it's about the comeback. And your comeback will be the proof that nothing and no one can keep you down. Life has a way of pushing us to the edge, of testing the limits of our strength, our will, and our very ability to keep moving forward. And sometimes life doesn't just test us, it breaks us. It takes everything we thought we could rely on and tears it apart. The plans we made, the dreams we had, the people we depended on, gone, shattered, ripped out of our hands. When life breaks you, it feels like the air is stolen from your lungs. It feels like the weight of the world has been dropped onto your chest, crushing you under pressures you don't think you can survive. You look around and everything seems dark, hopeless, and impossible to repair. And in that moment, it is so easy to surrender. It is so easy to believe the story that says you're done, that says you failed for the last time, that whispers in your ear that you are too weak to get back up. But that is where the real battle begins, because it's not the breaking that defines you, it's what you do after you've been broken. It's how you respond when life doesn't go your way, when your back is against the wall, when the pain feels unbearable. That moment is not the end of your story, it's the turning point. When life breaks you, you must understand one thing. It is not punishment, it is preparation. Life is not trying to destroy you, it is trying to shape you. Think of the strongest steel. Do you know how it is made? It is forged in fire, pounded with force, cooled and reheated, beaten again and again until it becomes unbreakable. The same is true for you. When life breaks you, it is putting you in the fire to make you stronger than you have ever been. Every setback, every loss, every scar is not just pain, it is transformation. You are being rebuilt into someone tougher, someone wiser, someone who can carry a greater load than before. But you will never see that strength if you quit when the breaking happens. If you stay down, then yes, the break will define you. It will bury you. But if you rise, even if it hurts, even if you are trembling, even if you don't know how, you will discover a power inside you that you didn't even know existed. Because the truth is, you don't know how strong you are until you have no other choice but to be strong. You don't know what kind of fire burns inside you until you've been thrown into the flames, and you don't realize what kind of warrior you can become until life has broken you into pieces and forced you to put yourself back together, stronger than before. The key is to change the way you see the breaking. Most people see it as the end. They see failure, loss, heartbreak, disaster, and they stop there. They throw in the towel and accept defeat. But warriors, real warriors, don't stop there. They look at the breaking and they say, good, now I get to rebuild, now I get to rise, now I get to sharpen my edge. When you get knocked down, you don't stay down. You use the ground as leverage to push yourself back up. You don't cry about what happened, you study it, you learn from it, you turn it into fuel, because pain can either be your prison or your power. It can either keep you locked in chains, or it can set fire to your determination and drive you to do what others think is impossible. Every single person you admire, every leader, every warrior, every success story has been broken by life at some point. They have failed, they have lost, they have been beaten down. The difference is that they didn't stay there. They refused to surrender. They refused to let life's blows define them. They turned their breaking into building. They turned their wounds into wisdom. They turned their suffering into strength. And you have that same choice. You can be a victim, or you can be a victor. You can stay broken, or you can rise unbreakable. The choice is yours. When life breaks you, it's easy to fall into self-pity, to ask, why me? Why now? Why this? But those questions won't move you forward. Those questions keep you chained to the pain. Instead, ask yourself, what now? What can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? How can I use this pain to make me stronger? Shift your mindset from seeing the break as the end to seeing it as the beginning. The beginning of a new you, the beginning of a tougher version of yourself, the beginning of your rise. Because the truth is, every breaking point is also a turning point. If you decide to make it one, yes, it will hurt. Yes, it will test every part of you. Yes, you will feel like you can't take another step. But that is the price of growth. Growth does not happen in comfort. Strength does not come from ease. Resilience is not born in safety. It is born in fire. It is born in pressure. It is born when life breaks you and you refuse to stay broken. That's when you transform. That's when you level up. That's when you become unstoppable. So when life breaks you, don't curse it. Thank it. Thank it for showing you how tough you really are. Thank it for giving you the chance to prove to yourself that nothing can hold you down. Thank it for reminding you that you are stronger than you think, that you are braver than you know, and that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. The break is not your enemy. It is your teacher, your trainer, your ally in disguise. And one day when you look back, you will realize that the times you were broken were the times that built you the most. You will realize that without the breaking, you would never have discovered your true strength. You will realize that the very moments you thought would end you were actually the moments that defined you. So stand up. Wipe your tears, embrace the scars, and rise. Rise with the fire of someone who refuses to stay broken. Rise with the mindset of someone who knows that every setback is a setup for a greater comeback. Rise with the determination of someone who understands that life can break your body, but it can never break your spirit unless you let it. You are stronger than your circumstances. You are tougher than your pain. And when life breaks you, you will not surrender. You will not quit. You will not give up. You will rise. And in rising, you will prove not only to the world but to yourself that nothing can stop you. When life breaks you, the second battle you must face is not only against the world but against yourself. The real war is inside. Inside your mind. Inside your heart. Inside the space where your thoughts and emotions collide. Because when life shatters you, it is not the outside damage that destroys you. It is the internal collapse that can bury you alive. The whispers in your head. The doubts that scream louder than your own courage. The voice that tells you to quit. That you're not enough. That it's over. That is the enemy you must fight and defeat. When life breaks you, your greatest weapon is your mindset. Your mind can either enslave you in despair or liberate you into unstoppable resilience. And in that moment, when everything feels lost, you have to choose. Will you let the pain conquer your mind, or will you rise above it with discipline, courage, and an unbreakable will? When everything falls apart, discipline becomes the anchor that keeps you standing. You may not feel like getting up, but you do it anyway. You may not feel like moving forward, but you take that step anyway. You may not feel like fighting another round, but you lift your hands and swing anyway. That is what separates those who stay broken from those who become warriors. It's not about feeling strong, it's about acting strong even when you don't feel it. Discipline doesn't ask if you're ready. It doesn't care if you're tired, broken, or afraid. Discipline commands you to rise. It orders you to fight. It demands that you push forward regardless of how heavy the weight feels on your shoulders. That's why when life breaks you, discipline is your shield and your sword. It is the force that holds you together when everything else is pulling you apart. The truth is, pain will try to own your mind. It will try to convince you that you can't endure it. It will scream that you should stop, that you should give up, that there's no point in going on. But here's the paradox. Pain is a liar, yet pain is also a teacher. It lies when it says you can't continue, because you always have more inside you than you think. But it teaches when you push through it, because on the other side of pain lies strength, resilience, and a version of yourself that you could never reach without suffering. Pain is the doorway to growth. It is the test that separates the fragile from the unbreakable. And when life breaks you, you must learn to not only endure pain, but to embrace it, to use it, to let it sharpen you like a blade forged in fire. Most people, when they are broken, they seek escape. They numb themselves. They run from reality. They hide from the struggle. But warriors face it head on. Warriors look pain in the eye and say, "You will not defeat me. You may break me, but I will not stay broken." This is where mental toughness comes into play. Mental toughness is not pretending you're not hurt. It's acknowledging the pain, staring at it, and refusing to let it dictate your actions. It's saying, yes, I'm broken. Yes, I'm hurting, but I'm still here. And as long as I'm here, I will fight. That mindset is what transforms the broken into the unbreakable. And understand this, strength is not built in comfort. Growth is not born from ease. The greatest lessons, the deepest wisdom, the strongest resilience, it all comes from hardship. Think about every hero, every leader, every warrior you've ever admired. Do you think their life was smooth, easy, without pain? Absolutely not. They were broken too. They faced losses, defeats, betrayals, failures that would have crushed an ordinary person. The difference was, they didn't let the breaking define them. They allowed it to refine them. They used the fire to become sharper, stronger, wiser. And you can do the same. You must do the same. When life breaks you, you also have to remember that you are not alone. Isolation is the enemy's greatest weapon, because when you're broken, it tells you that no one understands, no one cares, no one can help. But that's not true. There are people who will stand with you, people who will fight beside you, people who believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. And sometimes, the strength you
you need is borrowed from those who refuse to let you stay down. Don't let pride keep you from seeking support. Don't let fear silence you. Even warriors fight alongside their brothers and sisters in arms. And when you're broken, finding your tribe, your circle, your support system can give you the fuel to rise again. But ultimately, the decision is yours. No one can rise for you. No one can walk your path. No one can heal your scars. That is your responsibility. You can lean on others for strength, but you must choose to fight. You must choose to rebuild. You must choose to refuse surrender. Because life will keep breaking you again and again, testing if you're serious, testing if you're committed, testing if you truly have the heart of a warrior. And every time you rise, you prove not just to the world, but to yourself, that nothing, no setback, no pain, no loss, can keep you down permanently. So what do you do when life breaks you? You control your mind. You discipline your actions. You embrace the pain. You learn from the scars. You fight with everything you have, even when it feels like nothing is left. You refuse to be a victim, and you choose to be a victor. You turn your breaking into your building. You stop asking why me, and you start saying try me. Because the more life breaks you, the more opportunities you have to rise. And each time you rise, you become a little tougher, a little stronger, a little closer to unbreakable. And here's the conclusion. Being broken is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your transformation. The cracks in your life are not proof of weakness. They are proof of survival. They are proof that you've been tested, that you've endured, that you've faced battles most people could not survive. And those cracks, they are where the light enters. They are where the strength grows. They are where the warrior within you is born. So when life breaks you, don't stay shattered. Gather your pieces, rebuild yourself stronger, and rise again. Because you are not defined by how many times you get broken. You are defined by how many times you get back up. And if you keep rising, if you keep fighting, if you refuse to quit, then no matter how many times life breaks you, you will never be defeated. You will become unbreakable.